What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Next Gen NYC. Listen, I know I'm late. I owe y'all up to episode 7. So today I'm just gonna give y'all episode 4, season 2, Tik Tok boom. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop, y'all. Make sure I am on a road to 1K. So if we can, I am really trying to get myself to 1K. I don't know what all I can do. I have literally ran out of everything to watch. Everything I've been reviewing has went off. The only thing I have on my list is Next Gen NYC, Soul Food. I'm trying to think what else I have. Put a Ring on It. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Ultimate Girls Trip. Y'all know I'm staying away from Housewives of it all, but I did stop in middle of finishing the first season of The Game, as well as the first season of Insecure. So I guess I'll just pick those things back up and finish off those things, while my plate is kind of empty right now. And on top of that, I'm still whenever I decide to work overtime. Okay, I'm still and working through those things. So so if I don't come to you with a video tomorrow, it just means I decided to work. If you do not see me come and do videos, I have decided to take a day, come home, and do some work, y'all. I don't want to overload myself, and I have made a decision not to stress myself out, and so I'm not going to overload myself with a whole bunch of YouTube videos as well. And I hope you guys understand that, because when the season come to be busy as far as the world of YouTube, I'm going to be busy. So I do take advantage of these breaks. But I'm going to start looking into scripted and seeing what's out there. I do watch Fightland, but I actually watch it for my enjoyment. I really need to pick up another scripted series. I don't know. I don't want to overload myself, because again, I realize that overloading myself, and I know what I have going on at work, because work is hectic right now. All of it just stresses me out, and I don't feel like all of it is worth the stress. So I really hope you guys understand that. Okay, I'm only one person. So yeah, but a girl is on the road to 1K. And that's all I got. I just wouldn't ask nobody to stress themselves out for little old me, and I just request that you guys do understand that, with love. I do come to y'all with love as I hold y'all hand. Okay, so yeah, that's my raggedy request today. And I feel like I do owe, as my subscribers, and because y'all don't have to subscribe to my channel, I appreciate y'all, and I feel like I just wanted to share that with y'all. But with all of that being said, Next Gen NYC, I am going to give y'all soul food though. So I'm just packing in videos just to catch. Only thing I just need to catch up with is the Next Gen, and I'll just be all caught up. So yes, let me say this. I know everybody has given Riley flack about this episode. This was the episode where she was out of hand when it came to Georgia. She was. And the truth of the matter is, Georgia is a prick. And Georgia does shit. She does little shit. And I do feel like there are things that we don't see online. I also want to say this. There's this expectation for this black young 20-something-year-old to have it all together when her brain isn't fully developed. And if any one of them act out of character, it's okay. And even if we can compare it to Charlie can act how he wants. And everybody's just going to chuck it up and say, oh, that's just Charlie. That's just how he is. And Charlie is 30-something years old. Even though Charlie hasn't been doing anything this season. He hasn't done anything this season. But Charlie, he hasn't gotten as much flack as the people have been giving Riley this season. She acts like Mama Joyce. She's a young woman and she makes mistakes. And not only did she do that, she held her own self to task. People say things, and they say things when they drunk, and I'm not giving Riley a pass for her behavior. What I'm saying is we really don't get to see everything, and we give more grace to more grown-ass people than we do this young woman right here. And so I'm going to give her grace, even though I'm going to tap on her a little bit, but I'm still going to give her grace. Why I'm going to give her grace? Because of all the bullshit she had to go through last year, and you just don't get over that. And even judging by listening to Georgia have these little sidebar conversations, yeah, I can't with her. I can't with her. In a way, and even the way Georgia has been behaving when it comes to Charlie, being real sneaky, doing some real snake shit. Yeah, Georgia is definitely that person. So I can't even imagine. And as she stated, it's so much a person can take. And I get Candy wants her to act a certain way. I get Candy wants her to be polished, but we not gonna act like you ain't have on a red wig talking about I will drag you in this bitch, but you expect your young daughter to have some decorum. I just want everybody to be aware that she is a young woman. She is a young woman, and a young woman around a lot of white kids or white adjacent kids. And everybody want to treat Adriana as if she's the best person in the world. Yeah, okay. Adriana is, listen. Y'all can combat me in the comments, and I'm okay with that. Respectfully, y'all. Respectfully. Adriana wants to be liked. Adriana has to make her money. So, I'm going to be liked. And I'm going to act obtuse to what my friend needs from me. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Why does Riley have to always be the standard? Because she the black girl? Because last year she was the aggressive black girl. That's a lot to put on somebody. Hold on. Sorry y'all, I had to step off real quick. Shout out to Watching Off Reviews and Mrs. Best. Listen, by the time you watch this video, check out the Replay Gang. They are doing Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. They over there going in on my girl Drew. So I had to go tap in for a minute and be like, why y'all talking about my girl? Okay. Everybody, if you don't know, I love Drew. I'm a Drew fan. And when I was reviewing it, which I did review Atlanta for 5 episodes, I tapped out because them hoes was working on my nerves. And they And so, yeah, I stopped. And I made a decision not to review any more Housewives shows. Just on that alone, coupled with Potomac. So yeah, and now that Robin is back on Potomac, I won't be reviewing. Karen is back, I won't be reviewing. So yeah. Anyway, but I will be reviewing Married to Medicine. I will review Married to Medicine. So yeah, y'all go around there, replay gang. Watching my reviews and Mrs. Best. I think once they finish that, I want to say they're gonna be doing the Valley. I want to say, I think they're gonna do that and the Valley right after. But they're gonna be live, so this won't take long, y'all. But if you once you, or you may be in there now. But shout out to the Replay Gang if you have not subscribed to their channels as well. Okay, they give great content. Okay, great content. Anyway, so the episode picks up with Ava and Riley. I remember Riley was talking real cash money-ish to Ava. And I just feel like, Riley, when you get drunk, you really need to know how to hold your liquor, or you don't need to be drinking. I am going to say that Riley does not know how to conduct herself when she have a drink. I will say that. I really will say that. And she say things that she probably really want to say. These are things that I feel like you really feel. You know how they say a drunk mind speak sober thoughts? These are things that she really feel about those people around her. And so she drink and you say those things that you really feel. And the way you speak to them, this is how you want to speak to them. Because you've probably suppressed the way they have spoken to you over time. Or you notice how they speak to certain people. It's something in you, and it's something they have done towards you that you have held on to, and you feel a lot compelled when there is some liquor in you. Anyway, Ava says she's concerned about Riley's behavior, and I'm like, are you? I just based on last year, I just couldn't trust anybody. And I'm not gonna say Riley shouldn't be on this show, because she's much deserving to be on this show just like these other people. I just feel like if Riley has to conduct herself in a certain way, the rest of these people need to learn how to conduct themselves in a certain way. Anyway, Amira is really annoyed with Georgia about her boyfriend. And I'm like, girl, why you just didn't say that to Georgia initially? You literally look Georgia in her face and say you wasn't really worried about it. And you are, girl. Georgia's funky ass don't want your man because she already has a funky ass nigga. Okay? Anyway, the guys arrived to girls' night, meaning Brooks, Liam, and Shy. Everybody else has gone home, and they have left Charlie. Why? I don't know. Anyway, Riley. Okay, so we get to the part with Riley and Georgia and everybody else. So Riley tells Georgia she's probably been on ketamine, and Riley is being rude as fuck. I'm sorry, I just wasn't mad at it. I don't like Georgia. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm just not past all the microaggressions, all the bullshit from last year, all of the everybody not taking up for Riley, Riley having to suppress herself, Riley having to make them understand who she is. It was a lot. And so you have to come back a few months later. And not only do you have to come back, you actually have to rewatch that without a reunion. So you have to watch that back. Because that's what everybody acting like y'all, not y'all, but everybody acting like they don't fucking understand. This young girl has to rewatch that back. Right? I have to watch how all of these people act towards me. So now I still have, and so now I have to act a certain way. And I know she shouldn't act this way. I know, y'all. I know, but I just don't fucking like Georgia. I don't. I mean, let me say this. I don't know that young lady. It's hard. And I think my opinion is biased because all I know how to do is be a black woman. And my opinion is skewed because, you know, in the climate that we are in, how a lot has happened in a room full of people that don't look like us when we're the only black face. Ava, I sometimes think Ava is black when it matters. Most of the time, Ava to me, I feel like she's black when it's convenient for her. But as far as Riley is all black. And so when she's the only black woman young woman in the room full of them. Yeah, things are happening. And so, yeah, I do have an issue. And Georgia did say this. She said that in her confessional how Riley basically is always being coddled by everybody else. And I feel like, are you mad about that? Do you want to be coddled by everybody else? Because you're coddled by the world, ma'am. When you walk outside, you're privileged by the world. Riley doesn't get that. But not only is Riley coddled by the world, she has to treat you a certain way. She has to smooth things over with you. She has to make things right with you. She had to do that last year. When you start to cry, she's called aggressive because she made you cry. Even if you're the antagonist. Because let me say this. I don't know if everybody missed it. But even when Riley was in that state, Georgia, you very well knew the state she was in. And you still wanted to have the conversation about the ketamine when you could have very well waited to the next, whenever she was sober. No, you wanted to have it while she was drunk to intensify her even more, which is why I say you ain't shit. And so standing there, I'm looking at a mirror tell you, oh, you're antagonizing her even more. And you're smiling about it. So no, you don't get a pass from me. You don't get a pass. You don't get to get a pass from me. Sorry, y'all. I don't see it. I'm not going to see it how everybody else is seeing it. I'm not going to see it like that. Because even when Riley came to, when she was sober, yes, she felt bad. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get there. Riley tells Georgia that, she probably been on ketamine. And Riley was rude as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, you shouldn't have been rude to that girl. You didn't have to tell her that. So she's being rude. Riley also tell her you can't afford a Birkin. I thought it was funny. You know why? Because you took your raggedy ass all last year acting like you was that girl. Acting like you grew up in Upper East Side Manhattan. That's how you was acting. So, listen, I can't afford a Birkin. But this would piss me off. Rowan, she whispered to the Liam's friend and said, well, that was rude to say. Why was it rude? It's only rude if it's a lie. It was the truth. So now it was true. So again, why do we have to coddle Georgia's feelings? And like she called Georgia a bitch. She didn't disrespect. We should just say you can't afford a Birkin. I'm just saying. So Adriana said out loud, this is what I'm talking about. You want to be everybody's friend so damn bad. Well, I can't afford a Birkin either. And then Ava said, neither can I. But let's just be nice. Ma'am, I don't care how much y'all try to slice it and dice it. If you call your mama the supermodel, your daddy is Dame Dash, y'all can get a Birkin. Every last one of y'all. Rowan, you can get a Birkin. Like, and I know that's besides the point. Y'all feel like she just shouldn't say anything. But Charlie can come. And Charlie can say whatever he want. And guess what y'all gonna do? Guess what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna complain, but you're not gonna complain to Charlie. Charlie has told y'all absolutely the worst. Charlie has been absolutely over-sexualizing every last one of y'all women. He has been a total prick. Okay? I'm just saying. Let's move it right along. Adriana asked Riley to go to the restroom. Georgia shows something to Adriana. And Amira says to Riley, let's talk to Adriana. Again, why? That ain't her damn mama. That is not Candy Burris. Okay? She said she don't feel like going too far. So Georgia whispers to Ava and says, this is what she's been dealing with for 2 years. Have you, Georgia? Because what have you done? Because I feel like you ain't just sit back in a cut and let her do this to you. Ava tells her she just drunk. Something tells me you have been a bit of an asshole to her. Cause Riley probably has one of those personalities that she don't fool with you unless she don't know you. But something tells me she has a reason to not like you. And you were friends with Charlie. You've been friends with Charlie forever. You have Charlie's personality. There is something about you that gives a whole bit of an asshole. So, man, please don't even play like that. You come in here acting like you the victim. You really acting like you the victim, and it's not put on camera. But I'm pretty sure it's some stuff we don't know about. When I looked at Riley and George's clip and we're only seeing, and this is what I'm talking about. We're only seeing Riley's reaction, which makes her look like the antagonist. We're not seeing Georgia's, and we're not seeing all of the things Georgia has done. So now this season, where it feels like we're making Riley look like more of the villainesque, especially towards Lily White Georgia. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be this way. No, I don't apologize. I don't apologize for it. I ain't never gonna get the 1K. Yes, I am. I'm just being honest, y'all. Georgia is not to be trusted. Anyway, Adriana tells Riley Adriana to drink some water to make sure she's good. Georgia whispers to Ava. Georgia whispers to Ava again. The energy she gives me all the time is so fucking annoying. And what's the energy you give Riley? Again, she's just not gonna give you that energy without you saying and doing little shit. And you give me microaggressions at its finest. And then say, oh my God, I didn't know. Georgia, get out my face. Anyway, Georgia says how everyone is loyal to Riley and how she ignores the slights, the eye rolls, the whispering, and the sneers, and no one is like, "Are you okay?" Oh, so you're mad because they're rallying around the black girl, but they're not rallying around you. That says a lot. Anyway, Gia wants Riley to whispers to Riley and wants her to reevaluate because she doesn't want her to look bad. She's already said what she said, Gia. So stop trying to force her to have a conversation with Georgia. She doesn't want to. Leave her alone. She then tells Riley to make up for it right now. Gia, go to hell. Because let's be all the way clear. How are you going to act like you're the voice of reason when you've been fucking disrespectful to your grown-ass uncle and his wife on national television? Bitch, you got some nerve. Moving right along. Gia tells Georgia that Riley wants to backtrack what she just said. Georgia said, it's okay. She's just upset. She was just genuinely curious. So you say it's okay. But then you ask, why would she bring up the ketamine comment? If it was okay, Georgia, you would have left it there. If it was really okay, you would have left it there. But no, again, you know very well what you were doing. You knew very well what you were doing, and I feel like you were trying to get another rise out of her. So then you can antagonize her so she can do something to you, so you can then look like the victim and make her look like the aggressor. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. And you got exactly what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted. I'm sorry, you got exactly what you wanted. Anyway, Georgia, again, the same thing, the same little stunt and show you pulling here. You've been doing the same thing to Charlie. Trying to rally up the troops so everybody can ice Charlie out. And I don't even like Charlie. But you are doing the same thing. And now, even how you're trying to divide Charlie and Amira because they're cool, it's given I'm jealous of Charlie and Amira's relationship because I'm no longer friends with Charlie. And if I can't be friends with Charlie, nobody else can be friends with Charlie. That's what he gives. And since I can't be coddled, nobody can coddle Riley. Girl, get the fuck, okay? Anyway, sorry y'all. Georgia asked why would she bring up the ketamine usage. Riley asked, why would you bring it up? They both said, you just brought it up. Listen, I'm going to say this. Yes, she brought it up initially. But you brought it up again. After it's all said and done, you brought it up again. So something tells me she didn't mean earlier. She meant, well, why would you bring it up again? Maybe she didn't say it again. But I'm going to chunk it up. I'm going to chunk it up and say, you know what, Riley? You brought it up initially. And I feel like Georgia do have a right to ask you. She do have a right to ask you because you did bring it up. How and ever. You did say it was okay. She's upset. I'm not upset. It's okay. I'm not upset. She was genuinely curious. But then you ask her, why would she bring that up? Girl, you was very upset. You was very upset and you wanted to piss her off. And you did just that. When you could have waited to have this conversation when that girl was sober. Anyway, Riley says, relax before I throw this piece in your face. Now, Riley, hold up. I done gave you a pass. But you cannot. And I mean, you cannot threaten nobody with nothing. You cannot be aggressive. This was you being aggressive. And this is what people, this whole thing has made you look bad in other people's eyes. I know you don't like Georgia. And all of this whole thing was, for me, was an extension of you. You never liked Georgia. You never liked Georgia. You only tolerated Georgia. You don't like her. And that's okay. But you have to figure out a way to be around her and not react and not let her annoy you. Anyway, because in this moment, this is what you did. You allow her to piss you off. But you attempt to throw the glass or the pizza in her face. And I just don't think that was cool. Because that was you being the aggressor. And we got to call a thing a thing. That was you being an aggressor. Okay? You was acting like Mama Joyce when she was trying to fight Carmen at the bridal shop. Okay? Don't do that. All right. Anyway, Georgia, I don't like when you call Riley girl. As a matter of fact, I don't like any of y'all to call this black woman a girl. Because y'all fucking not. Stop using that word. That is very degrading. That is very annoying. I hate that term that y'all use towards her. Please stop. Anyway, Amira tells Georgia she's making it worse because Amira has clocked that Georgia is antagonizing her. Anyway, it's the next morning. Riley is all over the blogs. Which one of you raggedy assholes reported this to the blogs? I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia did this shit. Or Amira. Because she's messy. One of y'all did it. It was so many people out there. But it was one of y'all in that circle. One of y'all did that. Anyway, y'all, because all the stuff that happens. But who did that? Anyway, Candy calls Riley. And she tells her mom how Georgia triggers her. Candy tells her, have that little chit chat with her, but she lets her know if anything comes out about you, do not let anybody else tell you. I want to hear it from you first. Fine. In the next scene, we see Mrs. disengaging Junior, and I drove right on past that because they give nothing. Shy, Rowan, and Ava. Shy likes Rowan, and he asked about girls' night. He tells them about boys' night. He wants to tell Hudson about Liam and Adriana. The ladies tell him to talk with Adriana first. And I'm going to say this. Shy, mind your business. Liam and Adriana broke up. She is a grown woman. She doesn't owe Hudson anything. You owe nothing to Hudson. He is not you are not his do boy, his report boy. You don't owe him absolutely the hell nothing. Okay? So if you want to keep your relationship intact with Adriana, it would behoove you to stay out of all of that. Because if that was the case, everybody should report something. Anyway, Liam and Adriana. Liam wants to invite Adriana over to dinner. He goes over there so he can repair something in her closet. I don't know. Riley actually felt bad about the way she treated Georgia. I think she texted Georgia or whatever and extended her apology. She did own her stuff. And that's what I'm saying. You guys are looking at this and you were very harsh on this young 20-year-old woman. But again, there are grown women who have fought for less. Grown ass women who have done stupid shit. Who continuously, we can pull up a video with grown ass women fighting for less, for absolute less. For absolute less. But y'all want to hold this young girl feet to the fire as if she can't make a mistake. God forbid. Because y'all don't like her mom, or because y'all don't like her grandmother, so y'all hold her to a certain standard, or because she's socially awkward, or because her mom gives her everything. I feel like that's a flawed reason not to like somebody. Riley has never done anything to us personally for us to treat her that way. And I think it's the audacity for grown ass people to literally get online. It is disgusting for grown ass people to get online and talk about this young woman like that, as if she's not entitled to make mistakes, which is pretty fucked up. Y'all make it seem like this young girl can't be human, and she had a human moment, and that's what pisses me off. Anyway, y'all gonna have to nail me to the cross now in a lot of my reviews, because I feel like, you know what, I really have to start being true to myself. When I say at the end of my reviews, be true to yourself, I mean that. I really mean that, y'all. Y'all, I be scratching all my arms and all. Maybe I be nervous and I don't realize I be nervous in a lot of my reviews. Y'all, this is getting too long. But I appreciate y'all. Okay. Anyway, Riley and Adriana. So Riley goes over to Adriana and, you know, she have a heart-to-heart. So the bottom line is Riley feels like Adriana isn't doing enough as a friend. She knows how Georgia antagonizes. This is what she's telling Adriana. She lets her know how much Georgia antagonizes her. And I will say this, in Adriana's defense, she had no knowledge of any of that. Riley feels like Adriana, whenever she sees Georgia antagonizing her, don't wait till it heightens, but while it's going on, she wants Adriana to step in and say something. And I'm gonna say this, Riley, stop expecting Adriana to be the friend that you had a while back. I mean, you have your hometown friends. She's never gonna be that. She's never gonna be that. I need you to allow Adriana to be Adriana. And when it's time for you, whenever Georgia or anybody else does something, then you have the emotional intelligence and the wherewithal to handle those people properly. That's all you can do. You don't need these people standing up for you. I get it. It does feel away, and it hurts your feelings when you feel like everybody else has somebody and you feel like you don't. And that is, and I get it. It's a hurtful feeling. It is a hurtful feeling. However, you have to understand it for what it is. And you have to see it for what it is. These people are not your friends like that. Understand it for what it is, see it for what it is, and move accordingly. Your friend Adriana wants to be liked. I'm sorry, y'all. I like Adriana, but it is important for Adriana to be liked. So she's going to turn a blind eye. She's not going to step in a lot of things. Let's be all the way clear of who her mother is. I'm not trying to be that person, but I'm trying to be that person. I'm gonna be that person. And even though she has not displayed anything of that raggedy ass mama, okay, and I hope not, but you have to understand that what you get here, you're not gonna get here with Adriana. I'm sorry. So stop. Don't put that expectation on her, because that's not fair to her. She's new to you as a friend, and that's not fair for you to expect her to fight for you. You can fight for yourself, Riley. I know it's exhausting, and if it's that much exhausting, then guess what? You're just gonna have to leave this show and leave these group of people. And it is what it is. Anyway, that is all I got, everybody. That is all I have. This is your girl Q-Wine, reminding you, I'm sorry this was 41 minutes long, but I hope y'all can understand what I'm saying and the reason why I just couldn't see myself going all the way in on Riley. I just could not. I couldn't, and I'm not. I'll bring y'all the other one tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get home early tomorrow, and give y'all episode 5, I think. But yes, this is your girl Q-Wine, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. Okay, I really mean that, y'all, from the bottom of my heart. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye bye.